Donald Trump facing new criminal charges. Oh my goodness. We're going to go through this one. It looks like it's come out of Ohio, and it's inside of this citizen criminal complaint that was drafted by the Haitians. They're very unhappy about some of Trump's comments about cats and dogs. And so what they've done under Ohio law, apparently that allows them to criminally charge somebody. And so they've sent this into the court. You can see it's in Clark County Municipal Court, so it's a local city court. And they're asking a judge to arrest Donald Trump and J.D. Vance for the following criminal charges. Aggravated menacing, telecommunications harassment, complicity, making false alarms, and so on and so forth. And they want arrest warrants, you can see here, issued for Trump and Vance's arrests. And when we zoom in on this, they're very upset about some of the social media posts. And so we're going to read through this complaint and affidavit. It's from the Haitian Bridge Alliance, and it's out in Ohio. And so we'll read through it, we'll learn who they are, but let me show you what they're very upset about. Here it comes, get ready for it. You're going to be shocked. You might want to cover the screen. All right, it's coming soon. Hold on, wait for it. Ah, there it is. I know. I try not to do this to you out there, but it's true. Criminal cat memes in Ohio. And so we'll go through it. We'll read through the whole thing. Now, it's kind of it's a joke, obviously. I mean, it's not a joke. They filed, this is a real lawsuit. It's a real criminal complaint, real criminal charges, and all it's going to take for this to actually have some teeth to it, well, is a judge to accept it and do something with it. So we'll talk about it. But you can see it's a big fat complaint. They're saying that there should be criminal charges brought. They're actually saying, when you go into it, that the judge doesn't have any authority to even send this over to a prosecutor, so that a prosecutor can't just get rid of this thing. So it's up to the judge. So we'll read through it and take a look at what's inside. That's a big one on the day. Another big one that dropped is Judge Chutkan. And this one's out of the January 6th case, the D.C. Court, District of Columbia. And yesterday on the show, if you missed it, we spent a lot of time talking about the 180-page fake special counsel because Jack Smith is illegitimate. He's drafting a 180-page pseudo special counsel report. Don't even know what it is. It's kind of probably Jack's raging screed. I am Jack's Trump dementia speaking out. So he's going to file 180 pages of it. Chutkan said he's allowed to do it, as we suspected yesterday. We said she's going to grant this, watch. And she did. I didn't think it was going to come so quickly, but she turned around very quickly, almost like she didn't even read Trump's reply brief, and just said, yeah, Jack, whatever you want. So we'll read through this. It's pretty, well, it's very Chutkan-y, as you would expect. Very Judge Chutkan. So we'll see what she says about it. Then we're going to turn our attention back over to the Ruth saga, the assassin saga, Trump's number 2 assassin, because there was some activity afoot today. I'll show you that he is not getting out of custody. So the judge gave us some new details, came out, wrote his detention order, and in the detention order gave us a bunch of reasons as to why he's staying in custody. Went through the weight of the evidence, nature and the circumstances, and so we're going to get some more details from the judge's perspective on this second assassin and zoom in on what the courts have found. We also yesterday had a little bit of a difficult time yesterday locating the tape, the piece of tape, but then we discovered after the fact that apparently it's all of this tape, okay? So it's like this guy was just with electrical taping the heck out of the thing, and so we had a lot of follow-up questions about that, obviously. So we'll come back to that. We had some more updates on this because there was an exhibit in a witness list, and apparently Ruth is saying that he's a super citizen, man. He was in this article where a police organization for Ruth actually gave him honors as a super citizen. So we'll zoom in on this. They sent that into the courts saying, let him out of custody, okay? He's not a bad dude. He's a super citizen. What's your problem? So we'll see what that says. And then also his son got arrested because he had way too many illegal PDF files on his computer. And He's the son of the Ukrainian assassin, and that's what he looks like. He's been arrested for very bad images. There's some coincidences here. You know who also got arrested for having bad images after shooting? The Las Vegas shooter's brother. Very interesting coincidence. But we'll take a look at the arrest warrant that was out for Oren Alexander Ruth for being in possession of some very disgusting stuff. And we'll also look at the criminal complaint that was filed against him. This one's coming out of North Carolina, which is where we saw Ryan, the father, in the first place. So we'll go through all that. We'll take a look at the docket. We'll see what's coming up next in the son's case and in the father's case. So as you can see, my friends, we've got a lot to get to today. I'm very grateful that you're here and with us. Thanks for joining us back here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video and following along. We also, before we get into all of the business of the day, we've got to talk about getting prepared. You know what I'm talking about, because it's time, my friends. The world is getting more unpredictable by the day. We've got political insanity, rumors of civil war, unstable stock markets, and now the looming threat of a global health emergency. Did you know there's a bird flu summit coming up in October? Eerily reminiscent of event 201, the event that foreshadowed the COVID situation. And get this, the first topic on the agenda is mass fatality management planning. So if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, well, I don't know what will. So here's the good news. You don't have to be scared. If you're prepared, the wellness company created the medical emergency kit in every home in America to have at least one of them. They're packed with life-saving meds, ivermectin, amoxicillin, and all backed by experts like Dr. Peter McCullough. So, no more frantic searching for a doctor. No more emergency waiting. Just a few clicks, this kit is delivered right to your front door. That in times like these, having your medical emergency kit is not just a luxury, it's necessity. So protect your family now. Head over to twc.health/Robert, down in the description below. Use code Robert, you'll save $30 at checkout. Don't wait until it's too late. Take control now. Get protected for whatever comes next. twc.health/Robert. Use code Robert to save $30, and you'll get free shipping. Link is down in the description below. And the wellness company is supporting the sponsors of the show today. Now, let's get into business, because we have new criminal charges. President Trump and J.D. Vance have been charged with new crimes, this time from the Haitians. The Haitian Bridge Alliance, in conjunction with the law firm, have submitted criminal charges utilizing an Ohio code that lets citizens, not prosecutors, bring the case. And so we'll read through this. You'll notice that they have some nice images, some nice pictures inside. Very unhappy about the Trump comments and the J.D. Vance comments related to what's happening there in Ohio with the Haitians. But let's zoom in on this. You can see that they say that this criminal complaint is going to be charging Trump and Vance with these crimes: complicity, telecommunications harassment, aggravated menacing, telecommunications harassment, complicity, making false alarms, disrupting public services, and they're demanding that arrest warrants be issued for Trump and J.D. Vance's arrest. And what they're saying here is that this affidavit has been submitted to this court. This is the Clark County Municipal Court, so it's a city court. It's not a county court. It's not a federal court. It's not a state level court. It's a city municipal court. So what we have is the lawyers who are filing this, and I'll show you who they are. They say that under the statute, Ohio gives them the power to send this to a judge, okay? It goes to the judge. This does not go to the prosecutor's office. So if this judge decides to arrest them, issue an arrest warrant because there's probable cause here, they can do it, apparently, is what they're arguing in this complaint. They say that this particular statute here authorizes private citizens to file criminal charges, and it requires the court to do one of two things. One, issue an arrest warrant, or refer the matter to the prosecuting attorney for an investigation. Now that seemingly is a little bit opposite. There's some contradictions, it seems here. It says that this court can review this and the prosecutor's office does not review this, right? So not the prosecutor's office, but then it seems like this law firm is saying, if you connect this down here, that the court can do either one of the following: either issue an arrest warrant like we want, or refer it. So I'm not really sure where the argument's going to end up, but let's see. It says this law allows private citizens to file an affidavit charging criminal offenses, citing this area of the law, which means a judge of a court of record can do this. private citizen having knowledge shall do this. Now, when the affidavit charges a felony, as here, the court then must either issue a warrant or refer the matter to an attorney, an actual real prosecutor for an investigation. So this court only has two options: issue a warrant or refer the matter to a prosecuting attorney, which I think this attorney just said he really can't do that. The affidavit, which is properly submitted to a judge of this court for review and not the prosecutor's office, so the judge can review it, but I guess she's not sending it to the prosecutor's office, but eventually they can. But she says, look, you don't need to give this to a prosecutor, okay? We've already made our case right here. Investigation into Trump is not needed. Everyone can see this. The prosecuting attorney knows that Trump and J.D. Vance have harmed the Haitians. And so they should just find probable cause. Probable cause has already been determined by this court. Having already been determined, so if they do determine there is probable cause, then the prosecutor may decide whether they stand for the rule of law, whether they're going to prosecute this or not. So if the judge says there's a probable cause, there's enough evidence of a crime here, then it's going to go over to the attorney, and the attorney, the prosecutor, can decide what they're going to do with this. And then they're basically challenging the prosecutor to do this, right? Are you going to file, are you going to do anything here or not? They say we've met probable cause. Okay, you may issue an arrest warrant because we've already found probable cause. It's a low standard, they say. Includes video recorded admissions and from Trump and Vance themselves, and statements from Governor Mike DeWine, Springfield mayor, about the falsehood of their statements about the dogs and cats. And so there is impact on this Haitian community. They violated statutes because of the harmful lies repeatedly spewed by Trump. This is not a high bar. They say it's probable cause. All it is a reasonable belief, which is even less stringent than preponderance of the evidence. And we've met it here. There's been a devastating effect, and the prosecutors in Springfield should have filed charges by now. Trump and Vance have knowingly spread false and dangerous narratives saying that the Haitian community is criminally killing and eating neighbors' dogs and cats. I don't know, are they? I'll tell you, I wasn't really sure if they were or not, but they're so ridiculous in this lawsuit. Now it's almost like we think the lady doth protested too much. You know? Well, I don't know. I wasn't really worried about the dogs and cats all that much, but now since you're freaking out about it and trying to criminally charge somebody, violating the First Amendment, due process, all sorts of things, now I have questions about it, but maybe that's the opposite effect of what they wanted. Now, the accused Springfield Haitians, they accused them of bearing deadly disease. They repeated such lies during a presidential debate, at campaign rallies, and during interviews. And this has been a direct impact on Ohio. During the last 2 weeks, Springfield has received 33 bomb threats. And by the way, pretty sure those bomb threats were coming from foreign countries, not Trump or anybody related to Trump. So as we go through this dumb criminal complaint, indictment, whatever you want to call it, this made up complaint, we're asking ourselves about causation, right? Did Trump call in the bomb threats? I don't think so. Many people and many public instances detailed in the attached and incorporated affidavit. They say that Trump and Vance disrupted public service because they caused widespread bomb and other threats. Free speech caused somebody else to call it a bomb threat, that Trump should be criminally prosecuted for that. Trump made false alarms by knowingly causing alarm by continuing to repeat lies. See what's happening here? Committed telecommunications harassment by spreading claims that they needed false. Aggravated menacing by making intimidating statements to people that can harass the recipient. I'm not talking about issues. We're talking about public issues. The other thing that we're going to ask about as we go through this, keep your eye on intentionality and this little thing called specific intent, and whether Trump actually intended. Right? Many crimes require specific intent to do the thing. Did Trump intend specifically to abuse certain people, or was he just commenting generally about topics? The law requires more strict intent, that you intended to actually do the thing that caused the harm. Not that you talked in vague generalities and then somebody did some other thing sometime. Committed aggravated menacing by causing others to believe that members in Springfield would cause serious physical harm to the properties of others, and violated this other complicity statute. Like those who falsely shout fire in a crowded theater, it's not the same. Trump and Vance do not color within the first lines of the First Amendment. They commit criminal acts. Yelling fire in a crowded theater causes real imminent physical injury, right? It's imminent lawless incitement to violence or harm. It's happening right now. Fire! And people are going to run, people are going to get injured. It's an imminent thing, and it has no utility in the concept of free speech at all, unless there is actually a fire. So that's not what's happening here. But these guys are running for public office, and they're talking about Haitian immigration, which is clearly a problem in the United States. Ask the people in Springfield. Now, regarding the 2014 killing of Tamir Rice, the Cleveland Municipal Court found probable cause to support criminal charges, right? So another court has done this. Cleveland. Affidavits from another jurisdiction. A copy of this order is here. So now you can do this. And so thus the Haitian Bridge Alliance, right? Other people in Ohio and Cleveland, they've done this. They've just filed affidavits and charged people with crimes. So you can do it here. Thus the Haitian Bridge Alliance and Guerlain Joseph, they now charge the Haitian Bridge Alliance. Okay, so some organization dedicated to Haitians and this guy, or Guerlain Joseph, are now going to charge as private citizens President Trump and J.D. Vance of crimes against the people of Ohio. They support their criminal charges with the affidavit we'll look at. Now, they asked this court to treat Trump and Vance the same way they would be treated for any other crimes and issue warrants for their arrest. This should be done before Trump fulfills his threat to visit Springfield. He's a free citizen. He's got a presumption of innocence, even if you are trying to LARP, live action role play, as fake prosecutors. Sabota Chandra, Alexandra Laville, Courtney Bowe, and Ethan Dawson from the Chandra Law Firm. Despite Mayor Rob's request that he not do so, they want Trump to be arrested upon arrival for his criminal acts of speaking, of talking, signed by these not prosecutors, okay? These are just regular, I would say, lawyers. They're from the Chandra Law Firm. And if you go to the Chandra Law Firm, you can see that they exist. And let's see if I have more on this. I have their About page. Let's pull this up so we can see who we're talking about here. Chandra Law. They do high-stakes civil rights. They advocate serving people throughout Ohio and across the nation. Here's the About Us page. And so these are the individuals here. And you can see that at the Chandra Law Firm, we view ourselves as karmic facilitators. Oh, that's nice. They got a trademark on that, too. Karmic facilitators. All right. Prosecuting people on behalf of Haitians, prosecuting the President of the United States on behalf of the Haitians. Now, Laura Loomer was able to dig into this. Are these guys a little bit biased, do you think? Do you think that they may have some anti-Trump tendencies in their past? Well, maybe. Here's what Laura Loomer said. Here's an exclusive that Kamala visited the home of the lawyer. This guy, Sabota Chandra. Oh, look, he's here. He's even on X. And look at this. Look at his profile picture. Is that him? Maybe that's him. Joined September 2011. Certainly looks like it might be him. And yeah, they filed criminal charges, okay? So the guy who's prosecuting Trump on behalf of Haitians is in a photograph with Kamala Harris. Presumably that's real, if this is his real account. And it certainly looks pretty real. It's back in 2011. He's been on here for a while. It's the same karmic facilitator, former federal prosecutor, and he's charging Trump with crimes, and he's on X. Isn't that just incredible? So if you go back to Laura Loomer, she says the lawyer hired by the Haitian Bridge who filed criminal charges is friends with Kamala, hosted her at his house, even took some screenshots of this. Let's see. Here is this one. So screenshots of that. She's reporting that's him. And yeah, Sabota Chandra says, please join me again in supporting the next president of the United States. Contribute here on Act Blue. Posted that back in September, scrolling through his timeline. Says, when Kamala met my mom, Shanta, at our home a few years ago, Kamala immediately addressed her as auntie. That's when I knew she was the real deal. This incidentally made Doug Emhoff my brother-in-law and Nina Harris my niece. All right. filing criminal charges. They have nothing else they can do other than just prosecute Trump. Now, previously as a federal prosecutor, Chandra successfully prosecuted healthcare fraud and corruption, winning a commendation from Director Mueller for demonstrated excellence, as well as from Special Agent in charge of the FBI's field office. Chandra also prosecuted tax, bank fraud, and other economic crimes. All right, so you see how this works. They're all just TDS anti-Trumpers through and through. And so when we go back into, that is the initial complaint. But let's see what they're so upset about here. So this is the affidavit now of Wehrlein Joseph. He says,
hey guys, sorry guys, I haven't talked to you. I'm actually watching, listening to this show as I'm driving with the rain and everything. I apologize. Oh, he jumped right to his hand party. Hey guys, I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been listening to the show and trying to drive in the rain. I know it is, but the rain is either super hard or nothing. It's kind of crazy. What up, Taco? Good to see you, Pink Taco. Sorry I didn't respond to you. I've been concentrating on the road because it's been like, it looks like nothing ahead and then just dumps on you. I'm just trying to get home. We've had two tornado warnings. Tornado warnings in the last 3 hours. Both of them have not been near me. It's a large county though.
Edward.
22 Dave 11.
Dave 11.
I'll be home in 2 minutes, guys, and that'll be the end of the stream. So. I'm just worried about my doggos. When that first alarm went off earlier, I tried to call the wife and she didn't answer. I think she was napping. So, couldn't have been too severe out here. That cloud right up ahead looks severe. I think most of it's going to go north of us, so the worst of it. Dude, I'm exhausted. First day after a 5-day vacation. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I thought I had enough sleep, but I was getting super tired by the end of the day. I'm gonna turn the camera on. I don't know what happened, but our trash pickup is usually on Tuesday, and today I got an email saying that it was going to be delayed for a day for some reason. So our can's going to be out there for an extra day. And I thought it was going to be out there too late. No mail. I love no mail. That means no bills. Or no junk. I can already hear my dogs. right, guys. Have a good night. Love ya. Peace.